Okay, so today I'm going to make a quick video on how to set up a soundboard for piping, goofy sounds into Skype. This is useful for, say, you're making a podcast. And on top of that, this isn't going to be just for piping sounds into Skype. You're going to be able to record the Skype call and all the sound effects and your own microphone into separate tracks. So then later you can import them into a editor like Audacity or whatever, and and then edit them. Now everybody's, if you're doing like a group call on Skype, everybody is still down mixed into just one file, right? So there'll be you, and then there'll be a track of you, and then a track of everybody else. So this does not fix that kind of thing. Like what we do on my own shows is everybody just records their own audio in Audacity, and then we're done. Everybody uploads their audio to Google Drive or Dropbox or whatever. So there's two things you need to install, or three things. The first thing is a program called VoiceMeeter Banana, and it's a pretty cool program. It looks crazy at first, but it's really not. And it's what they call donationware, so you can just download it for free, and then if you like it, you can give the developer some money. So you just come down here, VoiceMeeter Banana, exe file install. I've already done that step, and when you install it, you do have to reboot afterwards. But before you reboot, then you also come here and download this virtual audio cable program. Also donationware, you just download it for free, install, reboot. If you like it, you give them some money, and then you can get more cables, for pretty much, I think you can pay like as little as $1 to go get more cables, more virtual cables. But VoiceMeeter Banana already has one, and then you have your virtual audio cable, so that's two. That's usually enough for getting done what you need to get done, but if you've got more programs you want to connect, right, that's where you start having more cables come in. So let's see. So, and then the third program can be pretty much anything that can play sounds, as long as it lets you choose what device you want to use for sounds. Some stupid sound players just use whatever the system default is. So you could use something like, a music player like Foobar, or I found this program called Jingle Palette that, like, it kind of sucks, but it, does what I want to do. So, I'll probably just use that. So let's see here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to fire up a VoiceMeeter. VoiceMeeter Banana. And you get this crazy screen. And so the quick crash course here is you have 5 inputs. You have hardware input 1, 2, and 3. So those are meant to connect to actual hardware devices. Or, the whole reason I installed those cable ones, the VB audio virtual cable, is you can connect to those too, because they look like hardware even though they're not. So that, adding those cables helps make this pretty flexible if you want to have programs instead of, if you want to get audio from programs instead of audio from actual devices. And then you have your virtual inputs. And then you have your outputs, and you have 3 hardware outs. And you can also do a virtual out, but I typically, again, just make one of my hardware outs one of those cables. So, another quick crash course on the world of audio is you have tracks and you have buses, right? And so here, hardware input 1, this is a track. And down here is where you assign a track to one or more buses. And so basically the way things work is tracks are connected to something you want to record from, and then you mix them into one or more buses, and then you connect your bus to the input of some other thing. So you connect a bus to your headphones, or a bus to Skype, or a bus to whatever. So once this is installed, this will be blinking and kind of bitching at you about, you don't have a hardware out selected, so just come in here and choose whatever, doesn't matter. We'll get to it later, but just pick something. Otherwise, some of the menu items don't work right. So, pick some hardware out, whatever. Come here to menu. What we're going to do is VoiceMeeter Banana can record, your shit, but by default, it's going to do 2-channel stereo down mix, which we don't want. We want to just record everything as its own track. And that's pretty easy to do. So you come here up to menu, you hit tape recorder. You change it from pre-fader inputs to post-fader outputs. And this is going to be kind of a lie, but don't worry about it. So, then you'll choose virtual bus B2. So basically what ends up happening is you're going to dedicate one bus to just recording everything. And it won't be connected to any programs or any physical outputs. And you'll make sure all your tracks are connected to it. So, choose your target directory. That's fine. Sample rate, bit depth, set that to whatever you want. Most music is in 44.1. Most things like TV shows and DVD audio are in 48,000. One of these two is probably fine. Most programs should, correctly resample if they need to. So it doesn't matter too much. But the important part here is under channels, you're going to set that to 8 channels, 7.1. Now, yep, and then you can close that. Now the next step here is you have 5 inputs, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they're all stereo. So that's 10 channels. You can't actually record all 10 channels. You can only record 8. And the way you figure out what you want to actually record here is you come into your system settings. And, I set my resolution to be low in order to try to make this video easy to see, Okay, well, I guess we'll see all this down here. So there's a section down here that says patch composite, select pre-fader inputs, blah, blah, blah. And basically you can choose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So you can choose what you want the different what you want to record, right? So for instance, hardware input 1. So it's not labeled that clearly, but you have in 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, and those correspond to hardware. In 1 is hardware 1, in 2 is hardware 2, hardware 3 virtual 1, virtual 2, right? So these are 4 and 5 are virtuals 1 and 2. So anyways, so let's see. I'm gonna set up. Oh, didn't mean to hit that. I'm going to set up hardware input 1 as my microphone, and that only has 1 channel, so I'll make that in 1. And then hardware input 2 is going to be my where I pipe in my sound effects, and I want to record that in stereo, so I'll choose into left and into right, and so you just go on down, and then I'll just do in 3 left and 3 right, and 4 left. Trying to think of what else am I recording here. Well, so Skype is going to be connected to one of these, right? So I'll make the Skype onto hardware input 3 using my virtual audio cable. And Skype, I really only care about recording in mono because my plan is to make this a podcast. So Skype will be in 3 left. So then here I'll do virtuals in stereo, 5 left. There you go. Yeah. So microphone, sound effects in stereo, Skype in mono, virtual audio in stereo. Okay. That ought to work. So the first thing we're going to do here is everything, add the B2 bus to it, because again, the B2 bus is going to be our, master bus of everything. And then over here, under master section, this is your B2 bus, and you can click this button to change the mode. And we want to set it to composite mode. That's what enables all 8 channels to get recorded. And so, yeah. Okay. So that is all set up. So we're going to come here to our input device 1. We're going to set it to my stupid Logitech USB microphone. I have a different sound card I actually use for most stuff, but this is meant for you just have a mic and you want to do a podcast. And probably help if I picked it up off the floor. This is just a Rock Band mic. So then hardware input 2, that's going to be our sound effects. And so, you know what? I fucked up a little bit because I want to pipe the sound effects into the virtual input. So, so that's fine. So we just won't use hardware input 2 right now. Virtual input, we'll just leave that alone, whatever. And then Skype that we were going to put on 3, we'll just keep it on 3 just because I said we would do it. And you're going to choose the virtual audio cable. So you'll generally see different, you'll see your device repeated in with some stupid prefix, and these correspond to what audio subsystem it's using, which is something that like 99% of people don't care about. But it's important to know that basically WDM is newer than MME, so choose WDM. If you see ASIO, and it has your device, pick that. I think that's the lowest latency one, but WDM should be fine. So WDM cable, VB audio, virtual cable. So if microphone, virtual cable, this will be used for sound effects. So then hardware out. So now what we're going to do is we're going to dedicate buses to different things. So let's see here. For the you want to have a bus for your headphones and you want to have a bus for Skype, right? And the bus for the headphones, you want to have everything because you want to, do monitoring on your voice. You want to hear the sound effects and you want to hear the Skype call. And then the bus for Skype is going to be just the so everything except Skype, because you don't want to loop Skype into it or plug Skype into itself, right, and create a loop of Skype into Skype. So we're gonna come here to hardware out A1, and we want to use whatever your headphones are plugged into. So if you're using like a USB headset, you can just pick that. I'm just going to use my line out. There we go. Oh, I can hear it now. Hey. And then let's see here. So, do I need more virtual audio cables? I don't think I do. No, because the only other output is Skype. Yeah, so I should be okay there. I should be able to connect Skype to the bus and be all right. I think. As I was like, completely test it before going through it. I just read tutorials and say, that doesn't work. So let's see. So then you go through here. Okay, so A1, 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 and all your things. And then you want B2 and everything. And then B1 is going to be what gets piped into Skype. So let's see. We had Skype coming in on 3, so we'll uncheck it there. So now we won't be piping Skype into Skype. And then everything else will leave on default. So next is you want to fire up whatever program you're using for your sound effects board. I found this program called Jingle Palette, like I mentioned earlier. Not that great. But the interface does what I wanted to do, which is like have big buttons I can just quickly, tap. So then this step is specific to whatever program you're using. Again, you can use anything. But I'm just going to come here into my settings and change my audio device that I'm outputting on. And I want it to be the VoiceMeeter input. Because again, we had said that we'd be dedicating the virtual input, right? And that's what that is. VoiceMeeter input is the virtual input. So now when we play things, it'll come into VoiceMeeter. So I'll load up a sound effect here from my own podcast.
Welcome to Gain That Tune.
Cool. It's not going to sound good on the recording right now because I'm using a shitty, cable to plug into a tablet that I'm recording all this on. And it sounds like ass, but trust me, it won't sound like ass on the actual show, on the actual thing. So that's loaded up. So now I can fire up Skype. Skype. Tools, options. Come here to audio settings. Make sure that by default, these stupid boxes are checked. Uncheck them. Don't let those be checked. Oops. And then let's see. For microphone, we want to connect it to the VoiceMeeter output. So it's a little confusing. You have VoiceMeeter output and aux output. Aux is bus B2, and regular output is bus B1. So microphone, VoiceMeeter output. And then for the speakers, we want to use our cable input. Like I said before, we said, hardware input 3 is going to be cable for Skype. And if you had set both of these to be the same, like virtual cable, you would have a problem there with creating a loop. So let's test that real quick. Cool. right. So that is working correctly. So we can save there. And that's it. So let's do a test call. Oh, you know what? Before I do the test call, I should probably start recording. Hey. So that's recording. And so let's do a Skype test call. I call the Skype test service all the time.
Hello, welcome to Skype call testing service. After the beep, please record a message. Afterwards, your message will be played back to you.
Hey, this is John. I'm just talking.
Welcome to Gain That Tune.
Playing some sounds.
Welcome to Gain That Tune.
Blah, blah, blah. Hey, this is John. I'm just talking.
Welcome to Gain That Tune.
Playing some sounds.
Welcome to Gain That Tune.
Blah, blah, blah.
If you are able to hear your own...
All right, that's badass. Cool. So let's see. We can come here. Stop recording, and then you can fire up pretty much any audio program you want. I usually use Audora. Let's see what Audacity does with this file, though. I'm kind of curious. So let's see. Let's open. Let's go to where the fuck I save this. VoiceMeeter. Yeah, that's fine. All right. It imported as a... I think it imported as an 8-channel file. No. No, it looks like the individual tracks. There's labeled left, right, and whatever. Mono. But cool, there you go. So yeah, there's my audio. This is my microphone, if I'm not mistaken. Let's solo that. Oh, whoops. Hold on 1 second. I forgot to set Skype to output to the right thing. Let's make Skype go straight to... oh, wait. That's not what I want. We'll make Skype just go straight to my line out. There we go. What? Shut up. Yeah. Come on, Skype. You can do this. Or Skype Audacity. Ugh. Line out. Let's see here if I can do that again. Solo. All right. Well, what's if I choose WSAPI? No. Okay. All right. Not a problem. We'll just pipe this into VoiceMeeter, right? Because we know VoiceMeeter is going to be coming out to my tablet. Hey, that's recording. Hey, this is John. I'm just talking. Now, again, it's going to sound like ass on this video. It won't sound like ass in real life. So then, let's see. So that was me talking. This should be Skype. Yep.
Hello, welcome...
That's cool. And then here's me piping this is my sound effects track.
Welcome to Gain That Tune.
Playing some sounds.
Welcome to Gain That Tune.
Oh, I forgot to solo it. That's why you heard me talking.
Welcome to Gain That Tune. Welcome to Gain That Tune.
There you go. And yeah, that's about it. Now, no. One thing I am not sure about with this jingle palette is I don't know how well it handles resampling audio, because I know right now that my Welcome to Game That Tune sound effect is in 48,000 hertz, 48 kilohertz, and all my shit here is set to 44.1, so I don't know, I don't know a lot about this program and if it's going to do quality resampling, right? So you might be better off using something like Fubar 2000. What sucks is that it's meant to be a music player, not really a sound effects, device. But it works out pretty okay if you come into here under your columns and add the file name, right? Because a lot of times your sound effects aren't going to have any metadata, so you just have a bunch of blank shit in here. So you add the file name and you set playback to stop after current. That way it doesn't automatically play the next song. Then you're good to go. But yeah, that's about it. It's pretty straightforward. Now, the other trick is, so let's say you wanted to also pipe all this audio into OBS or something. That's where getting the more virtual cables is really nice. Because like I said, right now, I couldn't connect it to I couldn't connect it to the like basically you want to have a dedicated virtual cable per program. So I couldn't connect the if I connected OBS to this thing, I would just be hearing Skype, right? Because Skype's outputting into this, and then I'd be bypassing all this. And if I try to do something like output onto this same cable, I don't think that'll work. I'm not entirely sure though. I might be just saying the wrong things. Really, I don't even know. Double check this because is that what I'm? Yeah, because I'm outputting to that, and it gets input into here, and then I'm not listening to the same output because that would create a loop. Yeah. So you go give the developers like $1, you get 2 more cables, and I think that would cover probably 100% of whatever you want to do. So you could have OBS running, and you could dedicate bus A3 to OBS, and then you connect A3 to your new output, and yeah. So that's about it. I hope this is useful to somebody. And yeah,